Hi there. Let's have a conversation. What are the challenges that lead to the end of a relationship? In my opinion, I feel like there are a couple of things that actually become the cornerstone to the demise of a relationship. Well, I might not speak to all of them. You might have other challenges. You could just drop them in the comment. In no particular order, I have like four top most important for me, which is indifference, contempt, neglect, and violence. Now, when I'm speaking about violence, I'm not speaking about the last boss, because trust me, microaggressions. Let's think about indifference. Indifference, when you feel like the other person is not fundamentally caring for you anymore, or you don't care for them anymore. You don't see them, you don't feel them, you don't know what they're about, what they think, who they are. It's more than just losing interest. It's like you're degrading the other person's feelings and emotions. They don't matter to you anymore. And trust me, we are creatures of meaning. That is the essential reason why we connect with people in the first place or from the start. Because I matter. And I want to feel that in a relationship. So when I don't feel that anymore, indifference is stepping in gradually. Now the coldness creeps in and there's a complete disconnect. Yes, it's gone. Neglect. When people start to take each other for granted. I mean, they care about their car, their dogs, their cat, and every inanimate object that they have, then they care about their partners. Oh wow. Maybe.
You think so they're wise?
Because people feel like they need to do all the work at the beginning of the relationship. Or let me get this girl, let me get this guy, put in all the work. Then once they tie the knot, once they start to date, they feel like they don't have to do anything more.
I too much.
They just go into the sense of complacency and laziness. Like the relationship just has to be living on its own. Is it a cactus? It's not. Please.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Number 3, violence, the abuse, the level of disrespect. You know, most people speak to other people or anybody else nicer than they speak to their partners.
Jesus
Now, why is that?
Lord!
Because they cannot get away with it. Now, speak to a policeman like this.
I want problems always.
To your employer at work.
You can use your next generation to play.
Or more so, speak to somebody that you don't know on the street.
God have mercy upon us.
Or you will chop it. Or you're very comfortable with lashing out at your partner at home or yelling at the top of your lungs because what?
That's what we do for you.
You feel like they're going to be there anyways. They will take it as it is. And why? Because they already come to that feeling or that understanding that it is family, and family cannot be easily dissolved to an extent. So you feel like you can lash out, you can treat them or speak to them anyhow, or give them that nudge of dismissal. Well, that's one of the things that actually break a relationship. If you don't know, you know. Number 4, contempt. Now, I feel like this is number 1 for me because it is the killer of them all. Because in the contempt, there's this degradation of the other person in question. Like, you feel like I can kill you with just my gaze. I can kill you with just one raised eyebrow. Like you have reduced them to nothing. They mean nothing to you at this point. You feel like you can do nothing without me. I'm the head of this house. I'm the man in this relationship. You can't speak to me like that. And all of those things. That is how low you have reduced your partner to. And these things, one way or the other, trample on people's feelings and emotions. And it gets to a point where they can no longer take it. They're broken. And what they feel like the next option to do is to walk away. Then you lose that beautiful relationship. That thing that you could have just sat down to talk about and trash things out. I feel like if you are in a relationship and you are no longer interested, it's better to let the other person know and let each other go than to hurt yourself this much with all of these things: indifference, violence, neglect. These things do not birth forth beautiful relationships. Rather, they would break and crumble those relationships. So I hope you've been able to learn something from these things. When you find yourself experiencing one of these things, I think it's time to take a step back, or maybe just even take a step forward and have a relationship conversation. Have a retrospective in your relationship. What are the things that we're doing that are hurting each other's feelings? And you never can tell. It might just be one word that both of you need to hear from each other, and everything is gone. Until next time, bye bye.